Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm not really good at intros. That y'all seem really forced. Like, y'all? Anyway, um, I'm about to say it again. Um, but you know who I am. And if you don't, I am Mike Boyd. And I am a person who likes to create things. I like to just, I think, honestly, ever since I was young, I've always just been interested in having an idea and bringing it to life. And I thought that was probably the most amazing thing in the world where something, especially now where like I actually have more of the resources to do more things that I couldn't do when I was a child. And it's just an amazing feeling to be able to just have a thought in your mind and then just be able to really literally just bring it to life. Like if I said, "Oh, I wish I was Superman," I can go buy a Superman costume and get my green screen and have my daughter hold me up. But I can make myself fly if I wanted to. And I think that's just really cool, and I know some people out there in this world have, seen me do other things, such as a particular podcast. I was doing that for about 5 years. And honestly, I was doing that at a time of my life where I gave up on all of my creative aspirations. I was just like, you know what? I saw Joe Buttons and I was like, yo, I can do that. Like I thought it was like cool because he was doing Everyday Struggle with academics, and I thought that show was probably and still is the best hip hop talk show that I've seen. Because you can't like duplicate certain types of energy, and what they had, their dynamic at that time, it was just right place, right time, and then it just fell apart. But I was like, you know what? Like, I could do that. So let me get some of my friends. We're going to talk about music, current events, and everything. And honestly, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I probably should have. And then looking back, um, I'm actually mainly. So this is what I'll say, right? Because I know a lot of people, we all have been on the internet. We've all posted things. We've all went back and deleted Facebook posts from like 10 years ago. Like, oops, like, why did I say that? But I feel like that's how I felt with that. Where at any given time, any given moment, like if you know me in real life, like I'll say something and you'll be like, yo, you said this. And I'm like, no, I didn't. So imagine me just getting on a microphone on YouTube and talking for an hour or two and also talking about some bullshit and probably saying some bullshit about the bullshit. And then someone later down the line being like, oh, yeah, why did you say this? And like that's how people get canceled. That's how people get, like, granted, I'm nobody, but still, it got to a point where there are certain things where I'm like, yo, I don't want people to see this. You meet people and like, yo, please don't watch this. And it's like, why? Why is that? Why does it have to be like that? And I realized that, if you can't be proud of the stuff that you do, and don't get me wrong, like, I'll like, listen, like, everything I said, like, I said it, and I've definitely said things like on podcast or online or whatever where I'm like, you know what? That was wrong at the time, and I can easily be like, you know what, like I don't agree with that now. Like people grow, people change, and that's like that's life. But I also think that if you are what you do, and I've noticed, over the years too, like I've had, obviously my daughter's watching me, my nephew was watching me, and at the time, 'cause my daughter was a little bit younger, it was my nephew who was watching me, and I kind of noticed like, oh, like everything that I do, like he wanted to do, and I can't imagine if he went online and started a podcast and started saying anything close to what I was saying. And which I think podcasts are fun, but it's like I don't have anything to add to like the conversations of what people are talking about. I think a lot of things are really stupid. I think that especially the relationship stuff, Cause like honestly, like I had to tell my friend Mike one time, like, cause you'll see something crazy about like women doing this or women saying this or whatever, and then I'm like, I don't know any women like this in real life. Like, and I don't date women like this in real life. I've never have. Like, I've never encountered these types of situations ever in my life. These type of people in my life. So it's like, and then like a lot of times when you keep reading and seeing and consuming certain types of content, it does actually like get to you. And that's why I was like, you know what? Like, I can't add to this. Like, I don't want to add to this. My podcast ended for a variety of reasons, but when people say like, "Oh, are you going to bring it back?" or like, "What happened to it? Are you going to do it again?" and because I get asked that a lot. Well, not a lot. I'm acting like I just go out to like Walmart or Target, and honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I said Walmart to throw people off, but I can't. I don't shop at Walmart. Like, I don't actually physically go in Walmarts. Like, I just don't. Unless I absolutely have to. And then I always get mad when I do because I'm always there for like one thing. And then I got to wait in a line because there's no cashiers working, but there's a lot of people walking around, but still. Um, but but yeah, it's not like I'm just walking around and people are like, "Yo," actually, no, this does happen though. But I'm not like a famous person. I'm not a famous guy or nothing like that, But people ask me from time to time, like, "Oh, you gonna start a podcast again? You gonna start a podcast again?" It's like I don't want to talk about these things. I don't like these things. Give me anxiety. Like these things give me like you saw what happened to Montoya. Montoya, por favor. Like, let's listen. And that, even with that, I'm like, yo, if that was me, I would cry. And you start putting yourself in these situations that you probably would never be in. And then you just get all upset and then you're just mad and your mental health just like crap. And I felt like I wanted to bring joy to people. I feel like I wanted to actually bring joy to my own life. So when I started doing the stop motion stuff, this is when I stopped listening to the Joe Budden podcast because I used to listen to that weekly, and then he put out 2 episodes a week, so I was listening to all like it was just Joe Budden nonstop. Joe Budden on the way to work, Joe Budden on the way home, Joe Budden's in the shower, pause. Joe Budden's like at breakfast, Joe Budden like just all the time, just Joe Budden, right? And then it got to a point where I'm like, you know what? Like, there are certain situations where I'm like, you know what? I wonder what Joe Budden thinks about this. But, nah. Like, because I was like, all right, well, I really like Marvel. I like Star Wars. I like, like comic book movies and stuff like that. Like, I like little nerdy stuff, wrestling. So I was like, you know what? Let me consume content this way. So then now the majority of the podcasts I listen to are about the shows that I watch and things that I enjoy and things that I like. There's no negative stuff. It's more centered around things that I like and things that inspire me. And when I hear people talk about it, like I told my daughter after watching Captain America, I was like, you know what? I was like, I can't wait to go home and watch someone talk about this because that's what I do. I'll go home and I'll watch reaction videos and video breakdowns of like movie trailers and movies, different episodes of things I watch because that's how I want to consume. That's the type of content that I want to consume. And so, so me doing the like the stop motion and stuff where the videos are based off of Marvel characters and Star Wars and then now I'm getting into Lego. So everything I'm doing now is going to be Lego stuff. And I honestly just feel like that right there because it's something that's creative, it's fun, and that's really what I want to bring to the world. Because I feel like if I were to die today and it was like 2019, well, it wouldn't be today. But if I were to die in 2019, the last thing that would have been on my YouTube channel would have been me talking about like Cardi B or something. I think the one episode of my podcast, the title was Pussy Fruit. Like, and it's like, and it's like, what the fuck is like? And you're probably thinking like, what the fuck is Pussy Fruit? And But it's like ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous to me. So that's why I'm like, you know what? If I died today, the last thing you would see is that I made a Lego stop motion video about Captain America. And at least, it'd be like, okay, well, the last thing he did was this. The last thing that he put out into the world was, something that he enjoyed and something for other people to enjoy that's not going to add to the overwhelming anxiety that everyone is feeling about themselves and relationships and whatnot, you know. And I think that's important. I think a lot of people don't fully understand and they underestimate their own power in this world where you are one person, yes, but now when you put something out on the internet, you have access to thousands and thousands of people. And those people affect other people because they're around other people too. So this is how ideas and ideology. God damn, ideology. Oh God, I can't fucking talk. Yo, listen. I'm gonna spell it out. Ideologies. Oh my God, I gotta leave that in there. I be fighting, yo. There's certain words I just be fighting with, where I'm like, yo, like. I promise you, I was fine reading out loud in school. I promise you. I wasn't that kid that you got to pick on, but that was crazy. I'm gonna leave that in there too because this shit real. But but that's how things, like mindsets and stuff, get spread. And did this thing move? But yeah, so like I want to make sure that what I'm doing, I'm putting out into the world. Even if it's not like I'm not making like an actual change. Well, actually, no, I will be making a change because when you do positive things, people want to emulate that and do that as well. So, um, as opposed to me being like, okay, well, Joe Budden did this, so let me go and do this. So now it's like, okay, well, I'm paving the way for the next Mike Boyd. I'm paving the way for, the next person who's like, you know what do I want to do with my teenage years? Or what do I want to do with my, what can I try to do? Because kids, they follow you, young people, they follow you, and they just do what everyone else does pretty much. And if a lot of people are doing some bullshit, it's going to be hard to be like, oh, well, it's wrong because everyone else is doing it. But then you got to be that person like, well, just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean it's right. But anyway, I sound like a parent. But I am a parent. But anyway, um, but yeah, like so you're not gonna see no more podcasts and stuff like that. I do want to so bad, but I just don't have. I realize too that I don't have the time for a lot of things as well. Um, and I try to do like a bunch of things at one time, and that's just not possible. My friend April, one time, I was like, yeah, I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna work on this, and this, and it's all gonna get done. It all didn't get done. And I had to come back and tell her, once again, like always, you were right. You were right. Honestly, that's like my life story for like everything because I'm like, I always tell, like, people always tell me, like, yo, like, you bugging. And I'm like, nah. And they're like, oh, yeah, you right. You right. You right. And that's good that I have people around me that, like, that keep me grounded, tell me good things. It's just sometimes I don't listen. And I had to learn the hard way. And but it is what it is. But yeah, so you're not gonna see no more podcast stuff, none of that BS. Even with like the things that I want to talk about when it comes to like Marvel and wrestling. I love professional wrestling. I love it. But it also got to a point where if you watch WWE, and I'm not talking about the fans who watched it like 20 years ago in the Attitude Era and then watch it now and like, oh, what is this? What is like, shut up. But like, because you're not gonna know what's going on or know what's happening unless you watched it. But there was a time period where maybe from 2009, 10, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, up until maybe like a few years ago, like 2017, 18, where it was just really, really bad. And I wanted to get on here, and I've actually got on here a few times to talk about the shows and stuff. And I was like, I had nothing really good to say, and it just got to a point where I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna be on this microphone, be on camera, and just talking. I'm gonna talk trash about wrestling, but yet I'm watching it all the time, and I'm doing this for free. Like it's not like I'm getting paid to talk trash about it, But even still, it's like I don't want to talk about like bad about things. Like I enjoy actually talking about things that I like and that I'm enjoying, so I don't talk about it. So like even if you see me cover like some Marvel stuff or like I actually like superhero films. I actually like the sci-fi things. I actually really enjoy the idea of being a superhero and like your girlfriend not knowing that you're a superhero. It's like and it's like I kept my identity a secret to protect the ones I love. But it's like, but no one knows you're Spider-Man. Like nobody knows. So like you can tell her that you're Spider-Man. And honestly, it would have helped Peter Parker out a lot if he told Mary Jane that, hey, yo, like, listen, the reason why I was late for our date, the reason why I didn't, get the milk Aunt May is because, like, I'm Spider Man. And then maybe they'd be like, oh, I get it. He's going through a rough time. But now Peter just looks like an asshole who's just running around, skipping around and stuff and, ghosting people. But in reality, he's out here saving everyone's ass and stuff with no real appreciation. Like, honestly, if I was Spider-Man, I would tell everyone I was Spider. I would be like Iron Man. Like, I'd be like, yo, like, I am Spider-Man. Because y'all gonna appreciate me. Like, y'all gonna know. And then, yeah, there's gonna be targets on all y'all backs and stuff. Yeah, y'all getting kidnapped. Y'all getting kidnapped. Shoot. Doc Ock gonna have my boy Adam like hanging outside his house in his driveway. Like, where's Mike Boyd? Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, I would probably lose all of my friends because I don't know. Because even in those type of movies and stuff, where like Harry Potter and stuff, like I would not be friends with Harry Potter. Like, to be honest, like if I met Harry Potter year one, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, cool, you're Harry Potter. Like, okay, whatever, you got the scar and stuff. But like after like year two, I'm like, yo, like you always getting into some shit. You always, got people trying to kill you. Like you got the most powerful dark wizard trying to kill you. And then it's like, why would I send my kid to that school over and over and over again? Like the parents should have just banded together and be like, yo, like kick Harry Potter out the school. Like he can't be taught at home. Like he can't be taught somewhere else, like off campus. Like it's just mind blowing. Like I couldn't be his friend because I don't want to be friends with people who are always in danger. Like that's not fun. Like you trying to go out for some pizza and then damn, here come Voldemort. Like the fuck? Oh shit! Oh here come the Death Eaters. Like I'm good. I'm good. So probably wouldn't tell everyone my secret identity, but I definitely definitely. I don't know. It depends. It all depends on who I am, what kind of powers I have. Like, if I got the type of powers where I can just like take my enemy out like completely, and I have no enemies, then it's like that's cool, But nah, nah. And honestly, I'd probably be lazy like Batman, to be honest, because I would have to have like the little bat light in the sky, because I'm gonna take some days off. Like, I'm gonna have the Ben Simmons PTO schedule. Like that's what I'm gonna have if I was Batman. Like you got Catwoman walking over there looking fine as hell. You think I'm gonna show up to fight crime? Like like oh no, Batman, they're robbing the bank. I mean that shit's insured. Like fuck. Like what am I gonna catch them for? Like they got regular guns. Like look at the regular cops and go do that shit. Now when you got Two-Face or Clayface, or Bane, and then actually no, I probably wouldn't want to fight Bane. Honestly, I wouldn't. I wouldn't fight Bane. I wouldn't. Like I don't know what. See, Batman got to be on drugs. Batman definitely got to be on drugs because not only for the pain, but also just the simple fact that you thought that you was gonna fight this nigga that's like 3 times your size. You fucking crazy. You fucking crazy. That nigga broke your back and you just like, I'm gonna fight you again. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Like, sometimes you gotta look at a motherfucker and be like, I don't want these problems. I'm sorry. Like, I'm good. Like, I would go home with Catwoman. Like, do I want to break her back or get my back broken? I'm good. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Selena Kyle. I ain't gonna go to fucking fight Bane. Like, that's just fucking crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'll go beat up some bums and then get my rep up, put the light up, let people be scared, let them still feel me, and then and then and then I'll be home. I'll be chilling. Yeah, they would hate me. They would hate me. They would hate me. Yo, superhero who never show up to work. That'd be me. That would be me. Fucking PTO. Fucking calling out sick. And I'm at fucking Six Flags or some shit with Catwoman feeding her funnel cake. Like, please. Please. Yeah, fucking crazy. Please. But anyway, I say all that to say. I'd rather talk about this than talk about that other stuff. Yeah. I might have to cut all that out. I went on a whole tangent about if I was a superhero and whatnot. But this is real though. This is real. And at the end of the day, I think that we need more content from the heart. We need less of people just doing things to just get cheap engagement. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.